So in this video, I'm just going to talk about meditation and why I think it helps with lucid dreaming. So just to give you an idea of how much it helps, when I started lucid dreaming, or trying to lucid dream, right, doing the dream journal and reality checks and everything, at first I only had lucid dreams like once or twice, like once every 2 months, right, or every 1 or 2 months. Eventually, I started making progress and started having lucid dreams 2 or 3 times in a month, 1 to 3 times in a month, which is progress, but it was very slow. And so I was started to look up different things I could do to try to speed things along. So one of those things was meditation. And so I say, all right, I'll just try it. I was one of those that was like, why would that work? But I tried it because I was just trying anything at that point. And so I meditated for 10 minutes, and that very night I actually had a lucid dream. And from then on, I was having lucid dreams like 2 or 3 times a week. And I think the reason it helps so much is because in lucid dreamings, focus is just so critical. Like, say I'm in a lucid dream and I'm exploring, and I see a bunny and I get distracted. I start chasing it and I completely lose focus. Now all I'm thinking about is trying to catch this bunny. I'll completely forget that I'm in a dream if I'm not intentionally holding on to my focus. And even just becoming lucid in the first place, you need mindfulness. And mindfulness needs to just be a habit for you. So you have to be looking at your surroundings and listening to the sounds, and you need to just be aware of everything if you're going to notice that something is off and notice that it's a dream. And when you meditate, you're practicing those two things. You're practicing mindfulness and focus. And so it's just like, say you start at 10 minutes. It's just 10 concentrated minutes of just exercising those focus and mindfulness muscles, so to speak. So when you start meditating, or at least when I started meditating, it was obviously very hard to keep my focus. Most people say, like, I tried meditating, but I couldn't focus. I couldn't empty my mind, so I obviously can't meditate. Which I think is going to be the case for everyone when they start out. To me, that's kind of like someone saying, I tried working out, but I got tired and sweaty, so I can't work out. I'm obviously bad at working out. Which, like, yeah, that's how it's going to be when you start out, and eventually you gain endurance. Same way for meditating. You're going to start out just really bad at emptying your mind, but eventually you're just going to get better at it. It's just a thing that you need to practice every day. So I started meditating, and I would say that at least 95% of the time that I spent there meditating was my mind unfocused, but 10% I was able to just focus and concentrate. And that was as much as I could possibly do. Like, that was me trying my best. Well, and the sun's coming out, and now I'm starting to look like I'm gonna ascend into another dimension. But the thing that you've got to do when you're sitting there meditating, once you realize that you've lost focus, you just refocus your attention on your breathing, let's say. And the more you practice, you'll spend less time unfocused before you realize that you've lost your focus. So you'll be able to refocus more often. And not only that, but once you've regained your focus, over time you'll be able to hold on to that focus for longer and longer periods of time. And anytime you're in the process of meditating, you realize that you've lost focus, and so you refocus yourself. That's the same kind of process going on in your brain that happens when you become lucid in a dream. So you're practicing becoming lucid every time you regain your focus. And eventually, as time goes on and you're able to hold your focus for longer periods of time, that's going to equate to being able to stay lucid in a dream longer. Because that's what being lucid is it's just being aware. In a dream, it's being aware that you're in a dream, but in waking life, you can still practice being aware, and it's gonna do wonders for you when you're trying to lucid dream. So yeah, highly recommend meditation if you want to lucid dream. It's also just really good for you, for your mental health, just in general. So I recommend it anyways. You don't need to start at 10 minutes if that seems daunting. You can start at 5 minutes. If that's still too much, you can start at 2 minutes. If you don't have a lot of time during the day to just sit for 5 minutes straight, you can do 1 or 2 minutes. It doesn't really matter how small you start, because if you're already just not meditating at all, then even just meditating for a minute is going to be progress. It's going to help you out. And eventually, as that gets easier, you increase it, right? So say it's been, a month and you've been meditating for 5 minutes a day. Increase it to 7.5 minutes. Another month goes by, you start feeling like, it's gotten easy. Increase it to 10 minutes, right? At your own pace, right? You don't need to rush it. So yeah, I would say starting small and progressing slowly is the best way to get yourself into the groove of it if it seems too intimidating. It's like anything else. Once you start doing it, for a while, every day, it becomes easy, just like anything else. And it's very, very beneficial, not only for lucid dreaming, like I mentioned, with anxiety, with depression, with stress. So it's very, very, very good practice. Also, I recommend if you do start meditating every day, do it at a specific time every day. So maybe you have some time after you wake up and before you have to go to work. So yeah, I'll say every day at 7 a.m. I'm going to meditate for 5 minutes, right? If it's every day at a specific time, it's going to be a lot easier to keep doing it every day. It's going to solidify the habit really, really well. Whereas if you're kind of just doing it at any time throughout the day, then you might say, well, today I'm going to do it later on. And then later on comes and you're like, maybe before I go to bed. And then you start getting ready for bed and you're like, I'm too tired, maybe tomorrow. It's just a lot better for making it a habit if you do it at a specific time every day. When I started doing it, I didn't do it at a specific time every day. I just kind of did it, when I wanted to. And I wasn't able to keep doing it every day for very long. I was kind of just on and off with it. But nowadays, I do it every day at 5:30 a.m., which you don't need to do it that early. I just wake up really early. But yeah, and I've been doing it every day at that time for a few months now, and still going strong. Now it just feels easy. Now I just don't even think about it. I'm like, all right, it's time to meditate, And also, the more you do it, the more enjoyable it becomes, because as you're finally able to start emptying your mind, even for just a few seconds at a time, those few seconds just feel so blissful and peaceful. So yeah, to summarize, start small, progress at your own pace. It doesn't need to be too fast, and try to do it every day at a specific time. If you do it 10 minutes too late, it's not a big deal, right? But, say between 7 and 8, you're gonna meditate, right? Something like that. But that's pretty much it. It's probably gonna be a pretty short video. I actually wanted to make this video 5 years ago, but I never did. I told someone I was gonna make this video, but I never did. So if you're watching, sorry about that. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.